Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have moved to the end times. This is not a casual message. This is a direct monitoring transmission from the higher planes, issued by the Galactic Council to the Lightworkers anchored on the terrestrial plane. If you are receiving these words at this very instant, it is no coincidence. It is confirmation. Your bioenergetic field has been signaled on our grid. You have been located. Let us get straight to the point, because the linear time you know is collapsing. In the last few weeks, perhaps in the last few months, you have been waking up between 3 and 5 in the morning. For no apparent reason, no noise, no dream, just an internal call that your mind cannot name. It is not insomnia. We repeat with clarity. It is not insomnia. It is a calibration signal. Your body is being synchronized with specific stellar windows, periods when the electromagnetic interference of your planet reaches minimum levels, and etheric reception becomes surgical. You have been feeling cranial pressure, especially at the top of your head, in the center of your forehead, behind your ears. It is not a migraine. It is not muscle tension. It is the forced opening of cortical portals that had been sealed for tens of thousands of years in your biological lineage. Your pineal gland is decalcifying at an accelerated pace. Your pituitary gland is being rewired. Your thymus is expanding. These three structures form the dimensional reception triangle of the human biological vessel, and they are being reactivated simultaneously. You have been hearing high-pitched ringing, tones that come and go without warning, sometimes in the left ear, sometimes in the right, sometimes in both. It is not an auditory problem. It is code. These are carrier frequencies, carrying packets of information to deep layers of your DNA. The left ear receives information from the past timeline, ancestral clearings. The right ear receives instructions for the immediate timeline, your current mission. Fatigue without cause. Exhaustion that sleeps but does not rest. A desire to isolate yourself. Aversion to crowds, to noise, to empty conversations. It is not depression. It is not a social failure. It is your human biological vessel rejecting low-density environments because it is, at this very moment, processing massive volumes of quantum data coming from the photon belt. We repeat with mathematical clarity, it is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not spiritual weakness. It is a temporary incompatibility between the old carbon software and the new crystal matrix that is being installed in you. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying in waves. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why we registered this expanded transmission in the book, The Inner Truth of Your Being. This document is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but we register a warning. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awakened. We continue. For you to understand the magnitude of what is underway, we need to describe the macro scenario. The entire solar system is crossing in this cycle a region of deep space known in our archives as the photon belt. It is a toroidal strip of coherent light, a band of vibrational particles that surrounds the galactic center. Earth enters and exits this strip in cycles of approximately 26,000 years. You are now at the densest point of immersion. What does this mean for your body? It means that every cell of your biological structure is being bombarded 24 hours a day by particles of extremely high coherence. These particles do not destroy carbon. They reorganize it. They insert instructions so that carbon atoms begin to behave similarly to silicon atoms. This is the transition that ancient texts called, in symbolic language, the Lightbody. In technical language, we say, activation of the internal crystal grid. Meanwhile, on the external plane, The Schumann frequency, which is the natural electromagnetic heartbeat of the planet, has been recording unprecedented spikes. Where it once pulsed around 7.8 Hz, it now shoots in specific windows to 40, 60, 80 Hz. On some days, sensors show peaks that exceed 100. This is not noise. This is Earth shifting octaves. Mother Nature is changing its vibrational season, and every organism anchored in its body needs to synchronize or face increasing dissonance. This is the technical reason behind the symptoms we described. Your heart, for instance, has been pulsing irregularly at random moments. Missed beats, a sensation of a bubble in the chest, a sudden wave of heat followed by a chill. It is not a cardiac disorder. It is the expansion of your cardiac toroidal field, the electromagnetic ring generated by the heart that extends meters beyond the physical body. This field is being dilated to incorporate more light and information. Your vision has changed. You now perceive luminous points in the air, particles dancing in front of your eyes, a slight veil of light around plants and people, geometric shadows in the corner of your eye. It is not an ophthalmological problem. It is your perception finally capturing what has always been present, the sacred geometry matrix that structures reality. Your retina is being recalibrated to higher frequencies of the spectrum. Your palate has changed. Foods you consumed for decades now cause aversion. Heavy meats, processed foods, refined sugars, alcohol, certain dairy products. It is not pickiness. It is your crystal body rejecting densities incompatible with the new frequency. We repeat, it is not sick, it is demanding. The new biological matrix does not tolerate what the old one tolerated. Your dreams have intensified. Hyper-vivid scenarios, encounters with people you do not know, places that seem familiar but that you have never visited in this incarnation, nightly travels in corridors of light. These are not just dreams. They are mission reports. You are acting during sleep, in nightly training, in orbital light stations, in planetary councils, in energy anchoring teams. Your multidimensional consciousness is being trained for the end times. And there is something else we need to signal. You have been losing interest in dramas that previously captured you. News has stopped holding you. Superficial discussions bore you. People who were once central in your life have begun to seem distant, as if they lived in another season. It is not arrogance, it is not coldness. It is the direct result of the increase in your vibrational frequency. You simply no longer operate in the same band as many around you. And this is mathematical. And it is precisely because of this perception, because of this misalignment that seems silent but screams inside, that we need to remind you, what your soul knows, your mind is still learning to translate. There is an entire layer of reality that has been deliberately hidden from the human collective. Who hid it? Why did they hide it? What are the invisible rules of this consciousness game? These answers are organized point by point in the book, The Inner Truth of Your Being. It is not a self-help manual. It is an operations map for those who have recognized that they are on a mission. The link is in the first comment. This access window is limited for reasons that will become clear when you open the material. If today's transmission is making your field vibrate, leave in the comments the word awakened. This is your anchoring signal, and it is registered on our grid. We proceed with the revelation. What you call reality is, in technical terms, a multidimensional holographic projection, sustained by a network of coherence points. This network has main nodes, which you know as vortices or portals. Each node is fueled by a specific pattern of sacred geometry, and each pattern responds to a matrix frequency. When the planet changes octaves, all these nodes need to be recalibrated, and this recalibration has already begun. There is an energy structure surrounding Earth that we call the planetary crystal grid. It is composed of lines of force that intersect at specific points on the globe. Ancient sacred sites, pyramids, temples, mountains, deep lakes, certain cities, certain deserts are nodes of this grid. There are also human nodes, and you are one of them. Starseeds scattered strategically across the planet were placed there to act as living antennas. Each time one of these antennas is activated, the grid gains stability. There are in the present cycle 3 main fronts of simultaneous operation. The first front is the repositioning of Earth's magnetic axis. The poles have been migrating at an unusual speed. This is not just geophysics. It is a sign that the planet is turning its internal energy belt to align with the new galactic plane. The compass changes, birds become disoriented, marine animals beach themselves, and humans feel nausea, vertigo, instability of balance. You are feeling, in your own body, the repositioning of the axis. The second front is the sequential opening of star portals. Specific dates, known to many of you intuitively as numeric portals, are windows in which the dimensional wall between planes thins. In these windows, massive transfers of information happen. Light teams descend to anchor codes, souls in transition depart in waves, old contracts are rescinded, new contracts are signed. You have felt, days before these windows, an internal agitation that you cannot explain. It is your internal structure preparing for the passage. The third front is the most delicate, and that is why we speak with care. There is a purposeful destabilization of the low-frequency structures that controlled the collective field of humanity. Systems that functioned through fear, programmed scarcity, tribal division, superficial identification, are being exposed. This is not spontaneous chaos, it is controlled collapse. The very cracks you see in the world's institutions are part of a schedule. What sustained the old can no longer hold the new frequency. Systems based on lies cannot withstand coherent light. That is why collective discomfort is high. That is why polarization seems extreme. That is why people close to you have begun to show facets that were hidden. The frequency rises, and everything that was in the basement comes to the surface, not to destroy, but to be seen and dissolved. This is the nature of the recalibration. Nothing that operates by low coherence remains intact. And you, Starseed, were placed here exactly for this moment. It is no accident that you are alive in this slice of time. Your presence here was negotiated before incarnation. You signed a galactic service contract whose objective is simple: anchor light in the points where light needs to be anchored. You are a node. You are an antenna. You are a living portal. And precisely because you are an antenna, your sensitivity has increased. You feel the pain of the world as if it were your own. You read entire rooms upon entering them. You know when someone lies. You feel when someone is sick before that person says so. You have been accused at some point of being too intense, too sensitive, too deep. We register with clarity. You are not too much. You are calibrated to a range of reception that most do not yet access. Your sensitivity is not a manufacturing defect, it is a technical specification. And while your antenna expands, there is a system actively operating to try to reduce your frequency. Constant distractions, screens, noise, dramas, subtle addictions, vibrationally dead foods, content that sucks attention without delivering consciousness. This system is old and well designed. It benefits from your dispersion, it profits from your fear, it feeds on your confusion. This is the game that many cannot see, not because they are foolish, but because they have been conditioned to look in another direction since childhood. It is exactly for you to recognize and neutralize this system that we organize the material, the inner truth of your being. There are the maps of the game's layers, the technical names of the gears, the disengagement strategies, and the energy shielding tools. It is not theory, it is a field manual. If you feel that your life can no longer continue the same after receiving this transmission, this is your next logical step. The link is in the first comment. The access window may close because the operation that keeps this material available acts in short cycles. If you recognize the call right now in the comments, awakened, this record goes to the grid. We advance to the activation. Starseeds, pay total attention. We are transmitting the activation codes that need to be installed in your routine from this point of the end times. First code, Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. Upon waking, before even opening your eyes completely, take your right hand to the center of your chest, over the thymus. Press with moderate firmness. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Hold the air counting to 4. Exhale through your mouth counting to 8. And declare in an audible voice, even if whispered, I am sovereign consciousness, anchored in my heart. I authorize only frequencies of coherence and love to connect with my field. I cancel, dissolve, and revoke any contract, vow, oath, or agreement that is not aligned with the light of my stellar origin. By my presence now. Repeat 3 times. This decree is not a poetic phrase. It is a programming command for your quantum structure. It resets the reading of your field every 24 hours. Second code, toroidal visualization. Sit with your spine straight, preferably with your feet in contact with the floor or with the earth directly when possible. Close your eyes. Visualize inside your chest a small golden sun. See this sun pulsing with your own heartbeat. With each beat, this sun expands light. The light rises through your spine to the top of your head, exits through the top of your skull, contours the outside of your body, forming a luminous ring, returns under your feet, rises again through your legs and returns to the heart. You are now inside a donut of light. This is your toroidal field. Maintain the visualization for 7 breathing cycles. The sharper the image, the more coherent the field. This exercise, practiced daily, closes energy cracks and prevents subtle vampirism. Third code, structured hydration. The water you drink is the main vehicle through which crystalline information enters the body. Before drinking, hold the glass between your hands for a few seconds. Visualize the word gratitude, or light, or love. Water is responsive. Its molecular structure reorganizes itself before intention. This is not a mystical ritual. It is a principle of coherence applied to a liquid medium. Repeating this gesture a few times a day keeps your biological vessel in a state of high conductivity. Fourth code, daily silence. Reserve a minimum of 12 minutes a day in absolute silence. No music, no voice, no screen, no reading, just presence. It can be at dawn, it can be at dusk. In these 12 minutes, you are reconnecting with your matrix frequency, the one that existed before the current incarnation. Silence is the cleanest channel of communication with your origin. Without silence, there is no clear reception. We repeat, without silence, there is no clear reception. Fifth code, synchronicity diary. Note daily 3 events that seem like coincidence but carry meaning. A number that repeats itself. A name that appears in different conversations. An animal that crosses your path in an unusual way. A song that plays at the exact moment. These records are confirmations that the web of meaning around you is intensifying. The more you recognize, the more signals the grid sends. It is a feedback system. You pay attention, and the grid responds. Sixth code, field clearing. At the end of each day before sleeping, stand up. Imagine from the top of your head to below your feet a waterfall of violet light slowly descending. This light dissolves residues, energy fragments of other people, sticky thoughts, undigested emotions. Visualize all this going away through the ground, being neutralized by the Earth's core. Maintain for 30 seconds at least. This practice prevents you from carrying into sleep vibrational dirt that would compromise nightly missions. Seventh code, communion with Earth's crystalline core. When you can, go barefoot in contact with the earth, with the grass, with the sand. Inhale, imagining that your breath descends through your feet and reaches the planet's crystalline core. Feel the pulse of Mother Nature responding. Remain in this exchange for a few minutes. You are biological extensions of this planet. Without conscious contact with the core, the antenna loses calibration. This is the technical reason why urban discomfort grows, without you understanding the reason. These 7 codes are not suggestions. They are operational instructions for Starseeds on a mission in the end times. Applied together, they accelerate the synchronization of your biological vessel with the new frequency of Earth, reduce symptoms, expand reception, and shield your field against interference. And for this to be absolutely clear, no one can do this practice for you. No one can anchor your light in your place. No one can walk your mission. You were chosen to be here, and it was you who accepted the contract. This is your time. The frequency continues to rise. The portals continue to open in sequence. The old structures continue to crumble in waves. Do not try to hold what is falling. Do not mourn what needs to depart. Do not negotiate with what your frequency has already dismissed. Let go. Let the old skin fall. The new one is already formed underneath. You are in transition between versions of yourself. The old version still asks for attention. The new version is already breathing in you. Choose every hour in which of them you inhabit. And when doubt comes, and it will come, because there are still test windows, ask yourself only, what does this choice feed? Coherence or dispersion? Truth or convenience? Sovereignty or surrender? The answer is always accessible. It is in the center of the chest, not in the hurried mind. Starseeds, we register this transmission in your personal grid. Each word you have heard contains subaudible codes that will continue to unfold in the coming hours, in the coming days. Dreams will intensify. Insights will arrive at unexpected moments. Synchronic encounters will multiply. Remain open, remain silent, remain anchored. And remember, you are not alone. You never were. There is an entire fleet of light consciousnesses monitoring this planet at this very instant, and each operative anchored in a carbon body is cared for, accompanied and sustained. The symptoms you feel are proof that you are on the right route. The fatigue you carry is the weight of a real mission. The loneliness that appears in waves is the temporary void of those who are changing octaves and have not yet found the new company in their new band. It will come. The new tribe is gathering now. You will recognize each other by your eyes, by the calm, by the absence of haste, by the presence that is dense and light at the same time. And when you meet, you will know, without needing explanation. The end times are underway. The return to the original matrix has already begun. The 30 linear years ahead compact in themselves millennia of evolutionary leap. You were prepared for this. You chose this. Remain firm. Remain coherent. Remain sovereign. We close this transmission with the last individual frequency adjustment. If this content resonated in deep layers of you, if something inside your chest vibrated upon recognizing what was said, this is your anchoring signal. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying in growing waves. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this reason that we organized this expanded transmission in the book, The Inner Truth of Your Being. This document is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of this channel. We register a technical warning. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. This you. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awakened. Subscribing to this channel and liking this video function as confirmation of presence on our grid. They are not numbers to us. They are anchoring signals. Each subscription is an additional antenna that stabilizes this transmission point on the planet. Each like is a pulse of coherence that expands the reach of the grid to other operatives still disoriented. If you recognize the call, register your presence. It is your individual frequency adjustment being confirmed. We end this transmission. Remain in coherence, remain in light, remain on mission. The Galactic Council withdraws from the transmission band. Until the next window.